Live from Hollywood, California, VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funnies, Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
It's Task Force Tuesday, the Knox is in the black car. I got 500 packs in my backyard. Clear 12-12s that look like stuffed shells. I'm cutting niggas' throats on the sales while they pop.
I had to bring this with y'all this morning, man. I want to welcome everybody in VJ's Unsportsmanlike Conduct live on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, VJ Vernon Husky, a.k.a. VJ Rightness, because I always think I am, a.k.a. Mr. 8515, the Big Vanilla Shaq, the Blue Eye Barkley, the Creamy Kobe, VA's Top Tall Boy. I missed another shut up. Want to say what's up. Already got my man, New York tour guide on Instagram, already joining in to the Sports Talk Show. Appreciate you for joining in. Appreciate the support. Great show for you guys today, man. You listen to VJ's Unsportsmanlike Conduct live right now. We're going to be moving really fast today. I got to get these NFL picks in before kickoff is in about 3 minutes. So I want to make sure that my picks are in so I'm not sandbagging. You guys all know that this season, what I'm doing is I'm putting my NFL picks out every week. Got my picks. Already got everything highlighted. Show everybody on Instagram. Got my picks. Got everything already highlighted. LeBron. Yeah. Yeah, we talked LeBron the other day, New York tour guide. And I'm not done talking LeBron. Look, man, I can show you the notes. I already had it. LeBron. These are all the LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan stats and notes that I started the show with the other day. All their teammates. I got it. I mean, the show was just so long. I had to cut the show short. We'll revisit that next week, man. But today is Sunday. This is not only the Lord's Day. Ha! This is also the day for the pigskin. Ha! The day for Gatorade. Ha! For whistles. Ha! For referees. Ha! For running backs. Ha! Quarterbacks, ha, linebackers, yeah, amen for the defensive backs, ha, offensive linemen, Russians, ha, nose tackle, where you at, tackles and guards, where you at, offensive coordinator, I see ya, defensive coordinator, holla over there, give me amen. It's Sunday, man, and Sunday is meant for football, so that's what we talking today. I'm talking a lot of football today, college football yesterday, NFL for today, and I'll jump into those. But we talk a lot of Kobe, LeBron, and you see who's in the studio. So you see who my guy is. There's no mistaking who my guy is. Everybody know who I ride with. So, but I appreciate you joining in, man. Will the Jets win another game at this point? Listen, I'll answer your question right there. What that say at the top of my page right there, homeboy? What do I call them? Read that right there. That lets you know how I feel about the bum-ass Jets. I don't even call them the Jets. I call them the bum-ass Jets because they the bum-ass Jets. They just what they is. I'm a Dolphin guy. I don't like the Jets. They the bum-ass Jets. They the bum-ass Bills. I only respect the Patriots because the Patriots have won so much. You can't disrespect somebody that's won as much as they have. Whether it's Spygate or Deflategate or whatever you want to say, it don't matter. At the end of the day, they win. I don't like them, but they got my man Cam at quarterback, and Cam Newton is back today, coming off missing 2 weeks from COVID, being quarantined. We'll talk about that too. I had to throw him back in the starting rotation on two of my fantasy teams. I got NFL Network to my right in the Vanilla Sports Talk back cave. So I saw him out there dapping people up, jumping around. I'm like, oh snap, Cam is activated. I didn't know. They was trying to keep it a secret. I had to go throw him back on a couple of my fantasy team. So no, I don't. The Jets, listen, to answer your question, the Jets will win another game. I just don't think they're going to win a lot of games. Sam Darnold was the wrong pick. I told people before that right after he got drafted, just like Mark Sanchez, that's twice the Jets have moved up in the first round to take a quarterback from USC. Quarterbacks from USC just don't do that well in the NFL. I don't understand what the fascination is about quarterbacks from USC. You got to go all the way back to Carson Palmer. And I know he was in Cincinnati for a long time. When you're in Cincinnati, things just don't seem to go right. And I get that part of it. But it's still, he's the only successful one that's really been doing anything in the NFL, that's done anything. I could give you Matt Leinart. JT Daniels is transferred to Georgia now. JT Daniels couldn't even he couldn't even get on the field last night. Georgia was up on Alabama. We'll talk a lot about that because I'm trying to figure out how Nick Saban can get cleared in 3 days after a positive test. And now they're coming out with this, what do they call it? A negative positive or a false positive test. But players that get tested and get found negative, they got to go quarantine for 2 weeks. But Nick Saban can get cleared in 3 days? Sounds a lot like when Trump had the COVID, right? When he supposedly had COVID, but he was cleared, and it was like, it's the best, they said, the best that's ever been done. There's never been anybody. They said my body's in such great shape. Never anybody ever and ever of the galaxy of the world has ever beat a disease like that. I don't know. I'm just so great. I think that's why I did it. They knew. They cut me open. They looked inside. They said, you're awesome. You're fine. You're great. We're going to take your blood and we're going to put it in with the virus and mix it together. And that's going to be the antidote. Listen. I think the Jets will win another game, brother. I just don't think that they will win another game. I don't think they're going to win a lot of games. So let's go to these picks because the NFL season, the NFL games have already started. So I want to make sure I get my picks in. As you guys see, I show online my picks so nobody thinks I'm sandbagging. Got all my picks right there for everybody on Instagram so nobody thinks that I'm sandbagging and that my picks are false. So we got the over and under in every game and I got the point spread in every game. So we will start with the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions are getting 3 points. I actually think Swift and Adrian Peterson is a really good running back combo. I really like that. You got a veteran like AP, over 11,000 yards in his career. You got a good young rookie like Swift coming in from Georgia, which is almost kind of turning into running back you right now. When you think about the guys that they got one's on the IR up in Minnesota. Sony Michel is on IR, but then you got Chubb's on IR too. Chubb's hurt also, but now you get Swift that comes into the league. They got a horse that's there right now that's going to be a top 2 or top 3 round pick next year also too. And I think Matthew Stafford wants to atone for some of the late game losses that they had lately. So I think they will go down to Jacksonville. The over and under is 53.5. I took the under on that, and I'll take Detroit with the 3 points. I think Detroit goes on the road and goes down to Jacksonville and gets that win. Chicago and Carolina. Chicago is lucky to get that win that they got against Tampa Bay. Tom Brady, for some reason, didn't know it was third down, didn't know it was fourth down, thought it was third down. You never see a veteran make a mistake like that, like he did, and he made that mistake and it cost them the game, and you just never see that from Tom Brady. Tom Brady's going to die and go to heaven or go to hell, wherever he's going to go, whatever he believes in. He's going to run an offense wherever he's at in the afterlife. You just don't see Tom Brady make that mistake. And I think Chicago got lucky to win that game, but they are going to Carolina. Vegas is suckering people into this bet. It's a 1 point. They're giving Carolina 1 point. Carolina's favorite 1 point. Giving Chicago a point. I'll take the over 45. I think you can see some scoring in this game. Nick Foles couldn't get things going against Tampa Bay. Tampa's got a really good defense. Carolina is at home, but Carolina's defense isn't that great. They're still young, working in some new pieces, especially on the back end and the secondary. I think Chicago can move the football today, and I think Carolina put up some points too, so I like the over 45. Texans are at home, 3.5 point favorites at home. I'll take the Texans at home. Houston, they're just a mess. They had to fire their coach, fire their GM. They traded their number 1 wide receiver. They traded for Laramie Tunsil from Miami and had to give up a first and a second. I don't think people realize, I'm sorry, just really quick interruption. Luis Estrada, my man from Luis Sports House and Spectrum Network, with a message here and said Cousins has already thrown a pick. So, which is good for me because I think I went against Minnesota today. I took Atlanta. Yeah, I took Atlanta over Minnesota today. But if you go back and you look at Houston goes 2-14. 1-15 and end up with the number 1 overall pick. That pick goes to Miami Dolphins because they have their first round pick for the Laramie Tunsil trade. So you have no running game. You have no number 1 receiver to go to. Will Fuller's just not the guy. Brandon Cooks is just not going to fit in there. And now you got Deshaun Watts, D. Watts. You gave him the money, but now you kind of leave him out on a limb. They're in a whole heap of trouble, and they set themselves back at least 2 seasons, in my opinion. And it's only going to open up for people to criticize the black quarterback like they always do with Deshaun Watson. Well, they paid Deshaun all that money. They shouldn't have paid Deshaun all that money. Blah, 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 blah. I'll take the Titans. The Titans play very good defense, run the ball well. Ryan Tannehill doesn't make the big mistake. They get A.J. Brown back Tuesday night in their Tuesday night game that should have been played over the weekend. He catches the touchdown as a return. Offense seems to really be clicking. They score. They play good defense. They defend the run. They rush the passer. They also run the ball hard. Ryan Tannehill doesn't make the mistakes. Throws to his top flight receivers. They get a win today, especially 3.5 points. You got a little extra scratch. Y'all should have threw some money on that game. They're going to cover that. Washington football team at the Giants. I said a week ago the Giants impressed me when they played the Rams. To come all the way from New York, 2 weeks ago, to come all the way from New York, come out to LA. I thought the Rams would walk over them. The Rams won that game 17-9. The Giants showed up like the professionals that professional football players are, regardless of everything that's going around. You don't have a really good number one receiver. Your tight end and your offensive line is in flux. You lose one of the top 3 backs in the league to an ACL. He's gone for the year in Saquon Barkley. And at the end of the day, when you look at that team, they have a lot of holes to fill, and they can really mail it in. A lot of professional athletes mail it in, guys. Whether you guys know this or not, this is true. A lot of pro athletes mail it in, and the Giants could have did that. They played their butts off out here against the Rams, and I told you guys that they would go to Dallas and they would play their butts off, which they did on the football preview, Pisket preview last week. I said, watch that game. I didn't pick them to win. I picked Dallas to win, but we all know the Giants should have won that football game. And I think today I think they're home. They get the Washington football team. They're in flux. They've had to bench their quarterback. They don't have a running back. They don't have receivers. They got a lot of messes going on there in Washington. It starts with the front office, and that team is in big trouble down the line. 1 point favorites for the Giants. I'll take that. And I took the over on the 42.5. Cleveland at Pittsburgh is my upset special because I feel like at some point Cleveland has to break through. I think we keep waiting for Cleveland to break through, and Cleveland's been bad for so long, and now you see him sitting at 4-1. Baker Mayfield seems to be protected well by the offensive line. Odell Beckham seems to want to click back with the offense again. Jarvis Landry is a great possession receiver. Nick Chubb's on IR, but that's why they signed Kareem. That's why they have the other backup running back. Their name is slipping my mind. But you look at that offense. That offense is clicking and putting points up. And Pittsburgh really should have lost at home to Philly last week to practice squad receivers. And Carson Wentz, they probably should have lost that football game if the secondary could just cover somebody, and they couldn't. I think Cleveland goes in. That's my upset special this week, especially giving Cleveland 3 picks. Pittsburgh's favored. They're only favored by 3, guys. So they have to win by more than a field goal to even cover for you. And I'll take the under on the 50.5 points. I don't know where that comes from. I think that's a low-scoring game. I think both defenses play well. Pittsburgh defenses played really well this season, and they have some really key parts, especially on the back end. You talk about Mika Fitzpatrick. You talk about Joe Hayden. You got a safety lockdown that plays the field really well. You got a lockdown corner. And then, of course, you're talking Bud Dupree, TJ Watt, Devin Bush. I mean, their linebacking core and their rush guys are just outstanding. Might be the best front 7 in football. So I think there's going to be that's a grown man game. You better eat your Wheaties and put your big boy draws on for that game today. Baltimore, Philadelphia. I like Baltimore on the road. I'm not sure about the 10 points, though. Baltimore's favored by 10. Baltimore is yet to truly impress me because I do believe that at some point, and I hate to say this about him because everybody else is saying it about him, and it's going to make it look like I'm going back on the black quarterback. At some point, I need to see Lamar read a defense and pick a defense apart and throw the football. At some point, I have to see it. And I still think he can use his legs. I still think he can run all around and go wild. I think he's a great weapon. But at some point against the better teams and better defense, and like I said, Philly played tough last week at Pittsburgh. Philly played super tough at Pittsburgh last week. Shout out from Abby. Hi, Abby, if you're still watching. Luis says, Abby says hello. Hello, how you doing? Philly played really tough at Pittsburgh. I think they'll play tough at home today. I'll take Baltimore, but I don't like the 10 points. Don't take the 10 points with Baltimore, and I'll take the under on the 46.5. I think it'll be a defensive fault game, and I think Philly will play tough at home. I like Atlanta on the road with the 4 points. Minnesota's getting the 4 at home. Atlanta could just lose by less than 4, and you would still clean up and win some money there. But I'll take Atlanta and give me the +4 and give me the over 53 because Atlanta can score points. They've shown that. Atlanta could put points on the board. They just haven't really been able to stop anybody. They fired Dan Quinn and their GM this week. Raheem Morris takes over as the interim coach there. And he's been a head coach at places and an interim coach at places. He was the head coach at Tampa. He was an interim coach with Miami. I think he was an interim coach somewhere else. I can't think. I think he's been an interim coach with another team, but he's been a defensive coordinator. He's a defensive type guy. I don't think he's going to get the job there, and he probably won't. There's other bigger names that are going to be out there. We still don't know what's going to happen with Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer's itching to come to the NFL. I know he is. He's not going to go back to college, but he's itching to probably come to the NFL. Lincoln Riley in Oklahoma, I believe, is itching to come to the NFL, especially since it doesn't look like that the quarterback that they have now could be the Baker Mayfield or be the Kyler Murray that he had before. And they look like they're going to lose 2 or 3 games in college football. We'll jump to college football in a second. So I like Atlanta on the road, Minnesota. No Dalvin Cook today. Dalvin Cook has been ruled out, as Luis has just also reported. Luis, can you kind of be my sideline reporter for the show? I like that. Kirk Cousins has already thrown an interception. I like the 4 points. I'll take over on the 53, and I'll take Atlanta. Denver and New England, this is not a question. New England with the 7.5, getting Cam Newton back, coming off a bye, losing the game in Kansas City. You know Bill Belichick has been in a bad mood. You know they're coached those guys up hard. You know Cam Newton's been itching to get back on the football field. I like New England with the 7.5, and I'll take the over on the 44.5. Fantasy guys, Burkhead's probably going to be big today. If you didn't start him, at least at a running back too, shame on you. Cincy and Indiana, this is a coin flip to me. I'm really trying to figure out, Cincy's been in every game, right? But they have a rookie quarterback. It's like San Diego. San Diego probably should have 2 or 3 wins right now. But they got a rookie quarterback. Even though the quarterback is playing well, there's other holes there. And rookies have to kind of get going in games. They haven't been able to really just explode. As score update right now, I think Carolina is not already up, or let me see what we got here going on. Oh, an interception, a pick 6 by Chicago, or an interception by Teddy Bridgewater in his own end zone, throws an interception out to the 8-yard line, return to the 6. So Chicago's defense already with a turnover here. It's just a bad throw by Teddy Bridgewater too. And I told people about Teddy. I still took Carolina today, but I told people about Teddy Bridgewater. I think it's more mental with him with the injury. And when he had time to sub for Drew Brees in New Orleans last year, and you have Michael Thomas, who was the league leading receiver last year, and in a lot of people's eyes, the best receiver in football, they still couldn't move the ball and get points. That's with Alvin Kamara too. So it's not like he doesn't have weapons around him in New Orleans. He's got weapons around him all in New Orleans. He's got all the weapons that everybody loves that Drew Brees has. And they could not move the football last year and put it into the end zone. Cole Kmet touchdown for the Chicago Bears. So Chicago Bears, off the turnover and interceptions, jump up on the Carolina Panthers. Every other game, I think, is still 0-0. So the Cincinnati Indiana game, I think I will go with Indianapolis at home. I don't know if I like the 7.5, and I'll take the over on the 46. I think that's a sucker bet that Vegas threw out there because Phillip Rivers could even have a big day. Jonathan Taylor could have a big day. Here's another thing too. T.Y. Hilton, guys, cool stat. Has not had a 100-yard receiving game in 19 straight games. His last 100-yard receiving game was in 2018 when his quarterback was Andrew Luck. Very telling there. Green Bay at Tampa Bay, this was a hard one for me. It's only a 1-point spread, so it wasn't a spread. It's just the game itself. Like I want to see Tampa at 11-5 and 10-6. That's kind of like my vision that I see Tampa at. We know the Falcons are going to be bad in that division. We know the Saints are probably going to be 9-10 wins, and Carolina could be at about 7-9 wins, maybe 6 wins, maybe 9 wins. I think they're like 6-9 in that area. I'm still trying to figure out what Tampa is. Gronk should have stayed retired. Gronk shouldn't have came back. But they have Tom Brady. You have a really, really good defense. You have really good weapons, but they're all hurt. All Tom Brady's weapons are hurt. I see also too here, quick side note, AP with a short touchdown run. Thank you. Fantasy points. I appreciate that. I started Adrian Peterson on one of my fantasy teams because I needed a running back. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go with a veteran. I'm going to go with a guy that's done it before. I need a guy. I think he was only slated to maybe score 8.9 points today or something like that. I'll go bring it up as quick as I can. I'll go try to bring it up as quick as I can. I got Swift on a few teams, but I know I had AP on one of my other teams. That's got Jonathan Taylor and James White as my running backs. This was Jonathan Taylor and Devon Swift. There's AP. There we go. There's AP. So AP, 10.6. So he was already he was only slated to have 10.6 points today. He already has an early touchdown. So if I go over here to the matchup and see, so he's already got me 7.5. So AP is already over half, almost a half of what he was supposed to get me on just the first drive of the game. So I'll take it, AP. Thanks for the score update. Also, Lamar Jackson with a 6-yard TD pass on a broken play. So there's Lamar Jackson. I actually benched him on one of my teams for Cam Newton. I wanted to get Newton in there. So anyway, I'll take Indy. I don't like the 7.5. Green Bay, this 1 point spread with the 55 being the over and under. I took Green Bay. I have to show you guys so everybody knows I keep my word. I took Green Bay only because I just think if it comes down to Aaron Rodgers making a play late, I think they have more weapons that are available to them. And I would hate for Tampa to lose this game because then all the non-Tom Brady people will just come flying out this weekend. Look at them. They haven't beaten anybody. If they beat Green Bay, then they can say, well, they beat Green Bay. But Green Bay kind of hasn't beaten anybody either. So we'll see how that works out. Rams favored by 3 points at San Francisco. I actually went with San Fran in this game because I think they're going to atone for Miami whooping that ass the way we went up there and whooped that ass. I think they do bounce back this week. I think the defense comes and shows up a little better. The Rams haven't been able to really run the ball. Cam Akers has been a slight disappointment early in his rookie season right now. So we're trying to really find out what the Rams are. Are the Rams on the Super Bowl loss regression? We know Super Bowl teams that go to the Super Bowl and lose, they normally are on a regression. They normally don't grow. They normally die. They normally fall down. They don't go up. They decrease. They don't increase. They decrease. So that's what I'm expecting for the Rams. And like I said, I was embarrassed for them the way they came out here and let the Giants almost beat them. They do go beat the Washington football team, but everybody's beating Washington these days other than Philly, and that was in the first week of the year. And Philly was up, I believe, 17-3 or 14-0 that game. Probably should have closed that game off and won that game for whatever reason they didn't. But I took San Fran and give me the 3 points, and I'll take the under on the 51.5. KC and Buffalo, which is, don't forget, guys, that's a game that's been moved, and that's actually tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon. If you're on the West Coast, that's a 2 p.m. start, the KC-Buffalo game. I'll take KC with the 5 points. Buffalo, to me, is fool's gold. I know a lot of people want to say some of these other teams are fool's gold. I think Buffalo's fool's gold. I follow another independent sports talk company that I think does really good. It's called Spot On Sports on Instagram. Spot On Sports out of Dallas, Texas, I believe. I know they're out of Texas, but I believe it's Dallas. I'm not sure. And they had a guy on the other day that said he's throwing Josh Allen's name in the MVP. I jumped on as quick as I can. I said, whoa, pump your brakes. Pump the brakes. Josh Allen is not an MVP candidate. The Buffalo Bills, the bum-ass Bills, are not a contender this year. They're a cool story because people think the Patriots are done. And, of course, the Patriots lost without Cam Newton. So then people are going to think, oh, the Patriots. No. Bill Belichick's still going to have this young defense play well. Cam's still going to win games. They're still going to run the football, throw the ball to their weapons, and get to 10 or 11 wins. I think the Patriots will. I think they'll get to 10 or 11 wins. Buffalo, their secondary is banged up. I do like Stephon Diggs there. I think he's an upgrade. I like Cole Beasley there. I think that's an upgrade in the slot for them. But I just don't feel like when it comes down to the grease, when it comes down to the meat of it, I think that's a team that you can look at and that you can see them being 9-7, 10-6, but they'll go into playoffs and they'll lose a game. They'll go into the playoffs and they'll lose. I'm not sold on Buffalo just yet. And I think KC, after being embarrassed by the Raiders last week at home, I think KC regroups. They just signed Le'Veon Bell. No, I don't think Le'Veon Bell could be the Le'Veon Bell that he was in Pittsburgh. But as I told my older brother Dennis that called me yesterday morning and asked me, hey, I got a sports question for you. Can Le'Veon Bell be that Le'Veon Bell again? I told him he doesn't have to be that Le'Veon Bell anymore. That's the thing. He doesn't have to be the Pittsburgh Le'Veon Bell. The Le'Veon Bell he has to be is the Le'Veon Bell that Kansas City needs him to be. He's going to run behind Edwards-Helaire. He's going to run behind Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt and Cleveland. He's going to run behind Edwards-Helaire. You still got Damian Williams there. He's going to run behind those guys. He doesn't have to be. And listen, he's not even playing for the next 2 weeks anyway. He's got a quarantine for 14 days being that he's been on the street. So he doesn't play this week. He's probably not going to play this week. He'll probably play November 1st against who? Oh, those same bum-ass Jets that signed him to all that money. Le'Veon Bell played 17 games for the Jets and made $26 million, guys. 17 games and made $26 million. For 17 games, and then kind of was hurt this year. I was like, do I want to play? Don't I want to play? And they're like, you know what? Fine. We'll cut you and let him go. Yeah, smart move, bum-ass Jets. That's why y'all the bum-ass Jets, because y'all do bum-ass shit. So I'll take KC. I think they bounce back. Also, tomorrow night, Monday Night Football, Arizona against Dallas. Dallas defense is horrible. I'm pulling against Dallas for the rest of my life. I will never choose Dallas to win another game. I don't like the way they did Dak Prescott. I don't want to hear from you fans about the contracts that he turned down. We all follow sports long enough, and we all know you get paid when you're up next. I'm tired of hearing this, oh, he never won anything. Neither did Garoppolo. He got paid. I didn't hear none of y'all. He never won anything. Neither did Matt Ryan. He got paid when it was his time. I didn't hear from none of y'all. You could say, yeah, well, Russell Wilson was the highest paid player of his contract last year. Y'all remember him and Sierra laying in the bed, bucky ass naked, when it hit midnight to celebrate his contract? Or he won a Super Bowl. Yeah, that was 8 years ago, bruh. That was 8 years ago. So I'm definitely not trying to hear about, well, he never won anything. Screw that, man. I support the black quarterbacks. They should have gave him what he was worth. You paid all these other guys. Now Andy Dalton's your quarterback. Good luck. I'll take Arizona. It's a 1-point spread. The over is 55.5. Guys, take the over. If you got a little extra scratch, take $25, $30, $40, $50, 100 bones. Throw it on the over. They're both going to score points, I believe. But Arizona's definitely going to score a point. Come on, you got Kyler Murray coming back home to the state of Texas where he won a state championship in a state that everybody knows who he is, in a state where he never lost a high school football game. Kyler Murray went undefeated sophomore year, state championship. Junior year, state championship. Senior year, state championship. Undefeated all 3 years. Take the over. He's going to have some fans in the building. Dallas is starting to let fans in. All these stadiums are starting to let fans in. And once again, Andy Dalton is your quarterback. Good luck. I hope Dallas loses every damn game from here on out until they get another black quarterback in there. And when his contract comes up, hey, Jerry, how about you pay him what he's worth? Or what is the going market rate for the next play? They do it with receiver. When one receiver signs a deal, oh, highest paid receiver in the league. A week later, here comes another receiver. It just happened with the defensive backs. It just happened with the defensive backs. Xavier Howard last year with Miami, highest paid corner in the NFL. Who comes right behind him? Jalen Ramsey gets a new quarterback, gets a new there. Highest paid corner. Jalen Ramsey ain't won nothing. Xavier Howard ain't won nothing. It happens with linebackers. It happens with offensive linemen. You get what the market says is up next. I don't want to hear none of that other shit. Especially when it comes to my black. I'm tired of seeing black quarterbacks getting done like this. And then people say, well, Houston gave D. Watts his money. Yeah, after stripping him of his number one receiver. They stripped his best weapon from him and then paid him. So who do you think is going to get blamed when this all goes south? And it's going south fast in Houston. And last but not least, the bum-ass Jets come down to Miami. I'm so glad that's the later game today, so I'm not missing any of it right now. That's the later game today. I'm going to sit back and relax and just watch these early games. But then later on today, I'm going to focus in. There's only 2 late games today because of the bye weeks and then the extra Monday Night Football game tomorrow. So there's only 2 late games. Most of the nation is going to get the Green Bay and Tampa game. Yeah, most of the nation is going to get that Green Bay Tampa game, I believe. And then, but if you're up and down most of the East Coast, and especially in the South, most people are going to get that Dolphins, and just especially up in the Northeast, they're going to play that Jets game. So you get the Jets game up there. 8.5 points, man. Take the Dolphins. Take the 8.5, and I'll say take the under on the 40. You know what? I'm going to change that. 46.5 is the over-under. I mean, 46.5 is only like 24, 23, right? You know what I'm saying? 24, 28. Then you'll be over, right? Miami put up 37 last week on the road. But let me tell you something what my Dolphins do. Let me tell you something what the Dolphins do. The Dolphins will go on the road and win a game that they probably shouldn't win. And then they'll come back home and lose a game that they probably shouldn't lose. Miami has done this before. I've been a Dolphin fan for a long time, people. I've been a Miami Dolphin fan I've been through it. I've been through the 1-15. I've been through the disappointments of playoff games, home field advantage, 1993. We blow out the Chargers in the divisional round, and then we let the Bills come in there. And Kenneth Davis, Thurman Thomas is hurt. I'm thinking we got this. Like Thurman Thomas is hurt. I think they didn't have Darryl Talley or one of the defenders too. They didn't have either Darryl Talley or Cornelius Bennett. We let Kenneth, I forget the backup name. It's not Kenneth James. It'll come to me in a second. But we let the backup running back come in and run for like a $124 and 2 touchdowns, and we lose 21-7. It's a 14-7 game for most of the game, and then they score. Kenneth Davis, there you go. I told you it would come to me soon. Kenneth Davis comes in the backup and runs for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Miami in the AFC Championship game, and Miami loses a chance to go to. I was a freshman in high school. I'm dating myself, right? A freshman in high school back then when that occurred. So take the Dolphins, take the 8.5. I don't think that happens. The bum ass Jets are a dumpster fire. They are a dumpster fire. Adam Gase is not a head coach. Alienates the great players. They have the wrong quarterback. They don't have any receivers. It's just a bad look here. So, and I know if you guys are seeing me on YouTube and on my IG, I appreciate you. Who we got in here? Miss Alana Banks. What's up, mama? You know what was funny? I thought about texting you today. I almost text you today to see if, what's up? You're going to come on the show, talk some sports with me. You see me doing my thing. Like, we really moving here, too. Also, too, I do a sports segment on the Michael Collier Morning Show now, too. Really good stuff. You should check it out. So, Giants is 3-0 right now with a minute left. Let's get you guys some scores here. I'll do a little score update before we move on to college football. And I got a lot to talk about college football because I'm going to just say it again. I'm trying to figure out how the hell Nick Saban tests positive and then he gets 3 days to test negative. But if a player tests positive, he's got to go in self-quarantine. He's got to go in self-quarantine like right away. And he's gone for 14. So, score updates right now. First quarter, 5 minutes and 30 seconds left. Pittsburgh up 10-0. Oh my God, my Cleveland pick is not looking good. Chicago's up 7-3. There was an interception by Teddy Bridgewater thrown from his own end zone out to about the 12, returned to about the 5 or 6. And Chicago punched it in on the next play. Broncos surprisingly up 6-0 on the Patriots. I definitely got to jump on that game when I get off air there. First quarter, 4 1/4 left. 3rd and 18 at the Denver 48. Patriots have the ball right now. Maybe a little rust. Titans up 7-0. Tannehill already has a 7-yard touchdown pass to Ferkser for their 7-0 lead. It's 5:26 left in the first quarter there. And the Ravens, as I thought they would be, up 7-0 early. 4:20 left in the first quarter there. 3rd and 6. Philly's got the ball, but they got 4th and 6 at their own 35. So it seems like they're about to punt that away. Giants up 3-0 there. Washington has lost 4 straight games by 14 plus points. So look for the points there. And I told you guys, take the Falcons. That's a good pick. That's a good pick today, guys. Already up 10-0. Falcons have a 4-point cushion to play with there. Kirk Cousins threw an interception on his first pass attempt. And then the Lions are up 7-3. Adrian Peterson started them on a fantasy football team this morning. Needed a running back last minute. Went and found Adrian Peterson on one of the free agents list. Started him. Homeboys already got me a touchdown with 17 rushing yards. That was a 1-yard touchdown run first quarter. 1:51 left in that game. And then the Bengals and the Colts. And I told you guys, this game could go either way. Already 13. And the Bengals would go figure. Like, I like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's going to be very good, guys. Just like Justin Herbert for the San Diego Chargers. These are going to be really good rookie quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence is going to come into the league and going to blow heads away next year. Justin Fields is going to come into the league and blow heads next year. Joe Milton from Michigan is going to come in the league in 2 years. Going to blow it. These quarterbacks that are coming out of college, these aren't your daddy's quarterbacks. These aren't these old school quarterbacks that put up a lot of astronomical numbers unless you come from Ohio State and Nick Saban, or you come from Urban Meyer. Then your quarterback ain't going to be shit. Just go look at the history. But these guys that come into the league nowadays, they're going to be good. They just have to have pieces around them. When you're draft number 1 overall, it's not because of a trade. It's not because of a trade that you worked out in the past. Your team's pretty bad in the NFL when you draft number 1 overall. Miss Alana Blank says won't last long. She calls them the Falcons. I like that. The Falcons. No, today they will get it done. Listen, Minnesota has receiver issues. Minnesota has no Dalvin Cook today. Trust me on this. The Falcons are going to win that game. I'm going to look brilliant with that pick, taking the Falcons with the 4 points at Minnesota today. But the Bengals are up 14-0 at Indianapolis. And I'm going to tell you this, guys. Indianapolis loses this game, in my opinion, they're in trouble. Because that division doesn't you still got Tennessee twice. They lost to Jacksonville already once. So Indianapolis has got to win this. Indianapolis, honestly, has got to win this football game. You can't let a team like Cincinnati come in here and get this win over you. But Joe Burrow, big, strong. You want to know how good all those receivers at LSU were? You want to know how good Joe Burrow was at LSU last year, where he set all types of NCAA records, SEC records, and LSU football program records? You want to know how good he was? You want to know how good that defense was? Go check LSU this year. Super telling. Super telling. I know coaches got a lot to do with it. Some people say, well, Nick Saban loses guys every year. True. But Nick Saban always doesn't have quarterbacks and receivers and all these guys going to the league. And everybody from LSU that went to the league is like thriving right now. And Joe Burrow's going to be good. There were rumors this week that the Bengals were looking to trade A.J. Green. A.J. Green came out and said, I don't want to be traded. I want to see this thing through. Very refreshing to see in the age of the LeBron, where I want to go play with this guy, go play with this guy, and go play with this guy. Also, a quick NBA sidebar. Lakers are pushing to make a trade for Chris Paul. Oh, go figure. Now they can get Chris Paul. You wouldn't give him to this dude. You wouldn't give him to this guy. You wouldn't let this guy get Chris Paul. Oh, yeah, but we'll let the Lakers now get Chris Paul. That's bullshit. That's why I don't mess with the NBA. The NBA is a joke. And congratulations once again to you Laker fans with your Mickey Mouse bubblegum champions. That's what it is. You was in a bubblegum, Mickey Mouse at Disneyland. Where's the ears? You need to get the Mickey Mouse ears and put it on the trophy. Or get one of them goofy hats, because that's how goofy y'all look celebrating that championship. Yeah, I'm talking shit today because I'm mad. I don't like the Lakers. I don't care. I live in LA. I'm a Detroit Piston fan. I grew up a Piston fan. I've always disliked the Lakers. That ain't nothing new. I'm still pissed about 1988 Game 6 with 3 seconds left on the clock. I'm still looking for the foul on Bill Laimbeer against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm still looking for that foul. The Pistons should have three-peated. Isaiah Thomas and JoJo Dumas and them got robbed. They were better than the Lakers that year. They were up 3-2 in that series, guys. It wasn't a mistake they were up 3-2. Then, of course, the next year when they sweep, Magic was hurt and Kareem was hurt. They were better than them the year before. The league wasn't ready for the Pistons to be the face of the league yet until they went out and just took it. The NBA has a bad habit of doing that. So that's all the score updates that I got for you guys. And before we jump to college football, any scores change? Giants have scored again. It is now 10-0 Giants over the sorry-ass Washington football team. That place is a dumpster fire also, too. Now, real quick. College football yesterday. College season is now really, really starting to pick up, man. And anybody that knows me knows that I am a huge college football fan. College football is my favorite sport. This is my shit right here. Anybody that knows me knows, other than my son, this is my baby. I got daughters, but they older. They grown. My daughters are babies. This is my baby. This my baby right there. I love the football. It's so cute. Look how cute he is. It's so cute. Look at the little laces and the pig skin. That swan, that pork and that swine. Football's my shit. I call high school games out here for Fox Sports West. I call high school games for Prep Nation. I call college football games for ESPN Radio 1280. Football is my thing, and there's not too many people in America that could get on a mic and that I don't think I can hold my own, talk better than, no. I can hold my own talking football, high school, college, or pro with anybody. Now, there's some older OGs that might got more history than me because they've lived longer than me and seen more than me. I take a step back to those guys. I respect those guys. I respect those people. I definitely give love where love is deserved. But college is my shit. And college is back. They're not playing. They weren't going to miss this money. I talked to my nephew, Kendall Marshall. Some of y'all know my nephew, Kendall. Carolina point guard, was All-American, All-ACC, was the Bob Cousy Award winner his sophomore year, which goes to the best point guard in the nation. Lottery draft pick number 13 to the Phoenix Suns. We FaceTimed this morning. I FaceTimed him and my niece Scoop to congratulate her on her lip gloss company that she started. Matter of fact, let me plug her lip gloss company real quick also too. I definitely want to plug her lip gloss company, black-owned company. It is Cash Lashes LLC. So KASH SLASH ES LLC. CashLashes.com. She does eyelashes and she does her own lip gloss. She started her own business. Very proud of her. Called her to thank her, congratulate her on her company. Talked to my nephew. And we were talking a little bit about college football and college basketball because he now helps coaches on the University of North Carolina Tar Heels. My nephew is on the staff with Roy Williams and Sean May and Hubert Davison. He's one of the former players that sits behind the bench now. Sooner or later, he's going to be sitting up on that front bench sooner or later because some of those other guys are going to get job offers and go off. You guys know how it works. And I told him I think the basketball season, they're going to play. College basketball is going to play. They're going to narrow it down. He told me I think it's a 28-game season. They're going to play a full ACC schedule, and then they're going to get, I think they get 8 non-conference games. So they'll still play the Big Ten versus ACC tournament. They'll still do Maui. This is funny as hell. He told me they're doing the Maui Invitational, but they're bringing it to Asheville, North Carolina. So it's Maui in Asheville. If you ain't never been to Asheville, I'm telling you, ain't shit there that's going to remind you of Maui. I climbed. I said, y'all going to wear the shirts too? Y'all going to be in Asheville with the flower shits on, with the flower fluorescent shirts on in Asheville? But the point I'm making is college football, they not going to miss this money. They not going to miss this money. They don't give a damn about no pandemic. These schools, Alabama, there was a report that came out. Alabama makes $30 million a home game. Excuse me? You think they going to miss that money for some damn pandemic that half people believe in and half people don't? So we talked about that with college basketball. I said, y'all going to play. College football playing. They starting to let fans. And remember, no fans are going to be at the games. No fans are going to be at the NFL games. No fans are going to be, no fans are going to be in the NBA bubble. Then, but you can let your family come. No fans are going to be at the NCAA college football games. But we'll let you do 25% capacity. So instead of 76,000, you got 20,000. You got 15. You got 16. 15,000 at the Notre Dame game yesterday. Socially distanced, right? They're not going to miss out on this money. Period. So college football is starting to pick up. But I got tired of watching ACC, SEC, MAC. I'm like, I need some of these other schools. This weekend, Big Ten gets popping. Michigan, hell, go blue. My boys, Saturday night at Minnesota. Gopher fans, we coming to whoop that ass. Just get ready. Joe Milton. I've been waiting for Joe Milton to get the quarterback job. I was never sold on Shea Patterson. I know he was. I saw him in high school at IMG Academy. I know when he got recruited to go to Ole Miss. But when he transferred there, nah. I wanted Joe Milton to be the quarterback. Now we got Joe Milton as the quarterback. I'm always pulling for the black quarterback. Now Joe Milton is the quarterback. And I'm ready. So now we get that. Big 12 is playing. Following weekend, get the Pac-12. I'm out here in Los Angeles. Starting to feel kind of cool knowing that SC is going to be playing soon. That guys that I covered in the CIF Southern Sectional that went off to Oregon and Washington and Colorado and these other Pac-12 schools are going to be playing college football. It's starting to become full capacity now as far as the teams that are playing. Some news and notes that I got for the weekend from college football. Number one, Florida came out with 21 positive. This corona, listen, they got to get this damn thing under control. Your kids have got to come to practice, go back to their dorm. Come to practice, go back to their dorm. These schools make enough money to put them and isolate the athletes. You make enough money. You have the resources. Most of the students aren't even there. They're doing classes on Zoom. There's a way to get this done to protect this. This should not be happening at this point where head coaches and 21 players are testing positive for COVID. It shouldn't be happening at this point. Clemson with a huge win. Listen, newsflash, Alabama and Clemson are still the two best teams in the nation. Georgia's winning that game last night. Georgia is up in that game. It's 20-17. It's 24-20. Georgia's got Alabama pinned back. And then the most electrifying player in college football, Waddle, takes it 90 yards to the house. Game, set, match. Game over. He is a franchise-changing player. Watch him in the draft next year. I watched the Clemson game. They scored 7 touchdowns in the first half at Georgia Tech. They won 73-7 yesterday. Trevor Lawrence is as good as advertised, guys. I had a guest on 2 weeks ago, Jersey Vern, that does a radio show out of Atlanta, And he told me exactly where I ain't sold on that Trevor guy. I don't think he all that. Sorry, bro. You're wrong. You're wrong. He is that good. They used to say Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson wasn't that good either. They're that good. DeAndre Hopkins out of Clemson. He's not that good. No, he's that good. Chris Wilkins, defensive tackle from Miami. He's not that good. No, he's that good. Trevor Lawrence, ETN, the running back, that kid, he's scored a touchdown in 38 of his career games there. There's only 4 games he's ever played in an orange uniform in Clemson and Death Valley where he did not score a touchdown. He is their school leader in touchdowns. He's their school leader in yards. He's their school leader in yards per average. And that's a school that boasts running backs like C.J. Spiller. C.J. Spiller was an All-American there. He was a top 5 recruit coming out of high school, went to Clemson. Clemson and Alabama are clearly ahead of the class. And we got to wait till the Pac-12 get going. I think Oregon's really good this year. I think Ohio State's really good this year. They're still the fuck eyes to me, but I think they're still good this year. And I think Michigan's really good this year. But Alabama and Clemson seem to be the cream of the crop. Also, too, quick sidebar, can you stop telling me how great the SEC is? Auburn and Tennessee both lose to unranked teams yesterday. Tennessee lost at home to Kentucky, who hadn't won there since like 1594. I don't even think that the colonizers have even bumped into America at that point. Before they came over here and stole all the land and killed off all the Native Americans. All the indigenous people. I don't even think that had happened yet the last time Kentucky football went to Tennessee, went to Rocky Top on the Tennessee River at Neyland Stadium and won a football game. Stop telling me how great the SEC is. The SEC's got one team, Alabama. I like Georgia, but Georgia don't got that quarterback. Football is a quarterback game. You got to have a quarterback in football, and Georgia doesn't have one. Jones he threw for over 400 yards yesterday. Trevor Lawrence threw for over 400 yards yesterday. Stop telling me how good the SEC is. Stop listening to the propaganda. Stop listening to the marketing and the talking heads on TV that say shit every day and say so much, they start having you people believe it. The SEC is not the top conference in college football. I don't know if there is one. It's not the ACC. They got one good team. Speaking of the ACC, Notre Dame escaped with their lives yesterday 12-7 against a really game Louisville team. And I watched that game yesterday. You guys know I'm the DVR master. I watch all the games. I'm not going to miss games. I was up all night studying, so all I did was just have games on my phone as I'm studying, and I'm just watching the games. And when one's over, I'm just skipping through. If it gets a little out of hand, I didn't watch the whole Clemson game because once it got to like 56-7, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to sit here and watch this. There's other stuff to do. Quick score update in the NFL real quick if I can. Ravens 14-0. Broncos still 6-0. Lions up 14-3. I'm looking good around the board today. Bengals up. Falcons up 10-0. Washington down to the Giants 10-0. Steelers just at 10-0. And the Titans have now made it 14-0. My picks are looking juicy today. Juicy like one of my homemade hand patty turkey burgers that I just made for me and Cam the other night. Friday night was Daddy's Sun night. I made turkey burgers and fries. Y'all should have seen him. He was tearing them up. He loves when I cook for him. I'm going to make him something today, too. When I get off of here, I got to sit and get breakfast going for him. I hear him back in the room, so I'm going to wrap up pretty soon because I can hear my son through the wall behind me. I know he hear me. When he hear me, he get to crying and want to come out. But speaking of Notre Dame yesterday, they beat a very game Louisville team that 1-4 is their record, but they're not a 1-4 team. That's a really good football team. They've caught some bad breaks. But I've always told people I think Notre Dame is one of, if not the most overrated college football program of all time. Of all time. You want to know how I know this? I know they got good players. I know they got Hall of Famers. I know they got first round picks. I know they got number 1 overall pick. I know that they've won some championships and they touchdown Jesus and the little leprechaun, which always is funny to me when I see a black guy as the leprechaun. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what the hell? Hey, who the hell? Somebody get this Negro, please. Somebody grab him. What the hell are you doing with that damn costume on? Take that shit off. You got to be kidding me with the damn how the hell you ever seen a black leprechaun? Even in the comic books, coloring books, cartoon, you ever seen a black leprechaun? The box of Lucky Charms, idiot, what the hell are you doing with that on? Take that shit off. Every time I see they pick the black kid, I'm like, oh my God. Y'all saying, I feel like it's political. You trying to get the black vote. You trying to get the black vote. That's like Donald Trump wanting to talk to Steve Harvey and Kanye West and now Ice Cube. Yeah, I said it. But I believe that they are the most overrated program in college football history. You want to know how? We're not joining a conference. We don't have to join a conference. We have our own TV network deal with NBC. We're not joining a conference. We'll never join a conference. As soon as they say, well, we got COVID this year, so you can't join. If you don't join the conference, you can't play because we're not allowing non-conference games. They spray painted ACC on that damn field so damn fast. And guess what? They're going to get their ass handed to them. You're going to see why they've been overrated for so long. They're going to get their ass beat and handed to them. Clemson comes out there in 2 weeks. They got to bye, and then Clemson comes out there. They still got to play Miami. They still got to play Florida State. They still got to play Carolina. Shout out to Florida State. Big win last night. And I like Mike Brown in Carolina, but big win for Florida State last night. They needed that. Beating North Carolina. Very game Florida State team. Listen, Bobby Bowden is a legend. You don't replace legends. It's like Florida with Steve Spurrier. Urban did come through there and do some things, but we know the team Urban had, what was going on there. And as soon as the allegations started to creep up, Urban got his ass out of there, just like they started to creep up at Ohio State. Urban got his ass. He's not Urban Meyer. Some of us like to call him Urban Liar. Not me. Not me. Not me. I do work with Fox. He works at Fox. I guess we're colleagues. I'm not sure. I only freelance. I'm sure he's got a big time 6-figure contract over there. They just, I get a little paper, a little money for what I do over there. And I enjoy it. I love it. So not me, but, I've heard that's what some people call him. Some people. Yeah. But I tell you, man, they're going to get their ass trounced in the ACC. They're going to lose 3 ACC games. I told my homeboy Mike White, who's a big Notre Dame fan, they're going to lose 3 ACC games this year. And you're going to see if they ever would have joined the conference before, like if they'd have joined the people say, well, join the Big Ten. You play Purdue, you play Michigan, you play Michigan State. You play 3 Big Ten teams. But if you'd have joined the Big Ten, Ohio would have ran through their ass. Michigan already owns the overall record over them. They've lost games to Michigan. They had to play Michigan State, but you also have to play Purdue, Iowa, Minnesota, and those aren't tough, but sometimes those are tough teams depending upon. Iowa's always tough. Kirk Ferentz always has his teams ready to play. Always. You're always going to get a tough game from Iowa. Could you withstand that instead of, Navy, Air Force? They play, I think their main is Michigan, Navy, Air Force, Michigan State, Purdue. They play Rice. They had a contract. At one point, they played Florida State. Say it again? Okay. So, I got to cut short soon. But let me just run through this as fast as I can. Just to finish up here. Alabama looks great. Trevor Lawrence looks great. Clemson looks great. Stop telling me how bad or how great the SEC is. I'm not buying it. Big Ten football next weekend. Also, too, big win for Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M. Last week, they got the big win that they needed against Florida. And then Mississippi State. I like the Mad Hatter. I like the Mad Scientist. I like Mike Leach as a coach. And Costello, the transfer quarterback out of Stanford. But bring him here. Let me see him. And the Bengals have scored again. Look at that. 21-0 on the road at Indianapolis. That's another score update. All the other scores have stayed steady fast, except for the Lions. Lions are up 14-3. So the Lions have scored again also, too. So I'm calling for my son to come out here and put him on with you guys so y'all can see him because he's back there screaming because I know he's ready to come out. But Jimbo Fisher, they get the big win yesterday over Mississippi. Hey, buddy. Come here. Come see the people. Oh, and he got the football. See? This is what we do. And he got the football gear on. Check him out. He got the football gear. What's up, buddy? You want to say anything? Oh, bless you. You want to say anything to the people? What picks you got? What picks you think gonna happen? Nothing? You ain't got nothing? Oh, okay. That's what you think? Okay, cool. So those of you who can't see me on radio, I done brought my son out and put him up on my lap. And he got his little football. Oh, that's so cute. Look at him. Who you got today? He's all LA teams because he's an LA born and bred kid. So he hasn't picked the NFL team just yet. Luis Estrada on Facebook said, Cam. Say hi to Cam. Say hi, Cam. You want to tell them the new song we made? You know, we always got, dads, we always got our little corny songs. What's our new song? What's the new song we did yesterday? Where the real babies at? Right shit. Over there. Where the real babies at? Right shit. Over there. Where the real babies at? Right shit. That one, and what else we sing? We do the other song. What's the other song we do? Da 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 da. This is my guy right here. So, but anyway. College football is up. Big Ten's back this weekend, so you guys please tune in. Saturday night, Michigan goes up. Yeah, that's what I'm telling them. I'm telling them Saturday night, Michigan goes up to Minnesota. I just asked you, here's the mic. I just asked you if you had anything to say. Who you going for? He doesn't have an NFL team just yet, but he is SC because his mama graduated from SC with a master's degree. So he is SC. We let him, and he's a Laker. I let him have he's an LA guy. Lakers and Dodgers are his squad. Oh, also too, quick MLB. Yeah, I got some MLB news. Just real quick. I hope the Dodgers lose tonight. I'm actually picking Atlanta to finish that off. Shout out though to the Astros. I was pulling for the Astros. I really was. I know people are like, you're pulling for the cheaters. Yes, because I didn't believe that it was as bad as everybody else really wanted it to be. But just shout out to Dusty Baker for keeping that thing together. Ain't nobody talking to you. Shout out to Dusty Baker for keeping that thing together as long as he possibly could. Listen, the Rays, it's funny. In every game they won, they had less hits than the Astros did. In all 4 games they won, they had less hits. They just had the more timely hits. I don't think the better team won that series. Congratulations to Rosarino, who was the ALCS MVP. He did have a great postseason, and he did have a great ALCS. And then tonight, you got Game 7. You got the Dodgers. You got the Braves. I'm from the East Coast, and I might be moving to Atlanta next year anyway to continue my career and set up Veston Sports headquarters. So I'm going to be on my I want to see the Dodgers fight all the way back to Game 7. And then go home with they lip powdered out again, like they've been doing for the last 3 seasons, when they've had the best record in baseball and still can't pull it together and go win something. You got some, I tell you, man, you got some fake. Ain't nothing worse than a fake Dodger fan. Ain't nothing worse than a fake fan. I tell you, can't name 4 players, but then one up, right? Ain't that right, Cam? All right, we out, man. I appreciate everybody listening. VJs of Sports Like Conduct. Appreciate all you guys listening live on my Facebook. Excuse me, not my Facebook. I'm done with Facebook. My YouTube live. And then also on my Instagram. I just wanted to get a quick showing today because I wanted to make sure I get my picks in. My record, because I'm keeping track of my picks and what my record is throughout the season right now. And I'm trying to see if I can finish at 85-15, being that I call myself Mr. 85-15, because y'all know 85% of the shit I say do come true, whether y'all like it or not. Also, too, we're going to talk about this. These are actually some of the best and long-running rivals in college football. I didn't get a chance to get to it today, but some really interesting teams and games, teams that have been playing for 141 straight years, 136 straight years. Just crazy stuff, man. Anyway, God bless. You guys have a great day. Continue to enjoy your football today, and I will see you guys for Monday morning quarterback tomorrow morning after I finish the Michael Collier Morning Show. You guys, please make sure you tune in to YouTube. Go to the Michael Collier Morning Show in the search box, and the show will pop up live. You will see me there doing my sports thing. You got anything you want to say? Show everybody your football. Show everybody your football onesie. Show everybody your thighs. You got the football thighs already. Show them the football thighs. Appreciate you guys, man. Y'all stay blessed. VJs of Sports Like Conduct, Spreaker.com.